Americans aren't just spending money like crazy, they are now YOLO spending like crazy. At least that's according to BBC, who just put out an article titled Why Americans' YOLO Spending Spree is Baffling Economists. Let me just read you the first sentence of this article so you know what I mean. It starts off by saying that throughout a period of sky-high interest rates, depleted savings, and grinding inflation, Americans are still spending money. Now, there's a good part to this too, because if Americans are still spending money like crazy, that means that businesses are still making money. Businesses can keep hiring people and keep increasing wages, and that also means that the stock market gets the benefit as well because businesses are making profits. But there's a hidden problem behind all this money spending, and that problem is debt levels are rising, there are some economic issues brewing, and most Americans are completely ignoring this problem because they keep spending money without realizing some of the consequences of this spending. And that's why in this video, I want to go over a few different articles that I came across recently. I'll link all these articles for you down in the description, but I want to go over a few different articles talking about the American spending problem and the benefits of Americans going deeper and deeper and deeper into debt, spending all of their money. That way you can really understand what's going on in our economy. That way you can better understand what's going to happen in 2024 and how you can build your wealth in 2024, which also ties into the 2024 Wealth Building Workshop. Just so you know, on February 6th, I'm hosting my first ever live and free wealth building workshop. It is a virtual workshop where I'm going to be going through some steps that you can start taking care of today. That way you can start building a plan of action of how you can start building wealth, how you can start generating cash flow, how you can build some financial systems, and understand what's coming in the 2024 economy. So if you'd like to join me on this 2024 Wealth Building Workshop, it's completely free and it's virtual, and I have two different times. I have a morning time and an evening time. I'll have the link to how you can join me for free live down in the description below. Now, jumping into this first article by BBC. I read you the first sentence, and the concern that this article was talking about was that economists are very confused as to how much money Americans are still spending despite the high interest rates, despite the worries about the economy, and despite the higher inflation, because Americans continue to keep spending money, even when many economists thought that by the end of 2023, Americans would start pulling back on some of their spending and start being a little bit smarter with their money. And what they said is, well, economists were baffled by how much money Americans continue to spend. What it said was the sustained period of, quote, you only live once-esque spending amid rising debt and dwindling savings has confounded many economists. Essentially, economists don't understand how Americans can keep still being okay spending all their money when they have no money to spend. But the interesting thing is, who are the people spending their money? Because you might wonder, well, if people are not making money or enough money, how do they keep affording the spending? And the interesting thing is, this article looked into this, and what they said is that it is mainly young, upper middle class Americans, not necessarily affluent, but people who have the money to pay for their bills, who have money to buy trips and handbags. These are the people that not only are spending all their money, but they're going deeper into debt to keep funding this lavish lifestyle. So it's the upper middle class people that want to look like the top 0.01% that are spending money like crazy, and they're especially utilizing, according to this article, buy now, pay later apps, which has been contributing to the buy now, pay later boom. And so these are people that are spending money on luxury goods, they're spending money on luxury vacations, and they're not spending any money on savings. They're not spending money on paying down their credit card debts, and they're not spending money on building their investments. So that's article number one. The second article that I want to highlight is a CBC News article, which says that many Americans say they're spending more money than what they earn. And what this article said is that about 2 out of 3 Americans are spending more money now than what they're earning relative to a year ago. So 66% of Americans have increased their spending, while only 1 in 4 Americans, 25% of Americans, have increased their incomes over the same period of time. That means you have a big chunk of America that has more expenses today with no more income to cover those expenses. And this is where now CBC is saying, well, this is going to be a problem, right? Because if Americans keep spending more money than what they're generating, there has to be some issues from this. And here's what they said. Quote, despite a low savings rate, despite low or slow demographics, despite depressed confidence, despite a crippled housing market, despite rising interest costs, and despite growing credit problems, we estimate that American consumers increased their inflation-adjusted spending by more than 4% in the third quarter of 2023. So even after adjusting numbers for inflation, even after looking at all the other issues, Americans are still spending more money now than they were before, even though they can't afford it. Again, interesting things going on. And it was funny, they ended the article by saying that they believe this is the case because Americans are addicted to spending. Well, that's good news for the economy, that's good news for investors, it's bad news for consumers, which is why I want you to be financially educated. The last article that I want to talk about is an AP News article, which came out recently talking about the late December spending, the holiday spending, taking a look at how much retailers thought they would generate from holiday sales and how much money they actually generated. And what it said is that Americans stepped up their spending at retailers in December. They closed out the holiday shopping season at an upbeat tone, signaling that most people are remaining confident enough to keep spending money freely. That towards the end of 2023, even retailers were worried that because of all the concerns with the credit card debt, which is now at an all-time high, because of the concerns of student loan debts restarting, because of the concerns of the higher interest rates, because of the concerns of inflation eroding people's spending power, retailers thought that people would be pulling their purse strings a little bit tighter, that way they don't keep blowing money that they don't have. Well, it looks like Americans came out strong in the end of 2023 and continued to spend money that they did not have. The article goes on to say that, quote, economists had expected consumers to pull back on spending in the final 3 months of 2023 under the weight of credit card debt and delinquencies and under the weight of lower savings rates. Yet, despite these challenges, along with higher borrowing costs and tighter credit conditions and price increases, household spending is being fueled by a strong consumer and a strong job market. Now, the interesting thing about this is, what does it mean to have a strong consumer? Because a strong consumer means that Americans are spending money, which is good news if you're an entrepreneur. It's good news if you're an investor, but it's bad news if you're just a consumer. And unfortunately, most Americans are just consumers. Because now what that means is you're going to work to get paid. You get paid, the first person that takes a bite out of your paycheck is the IRS. They're going to take money before you even get to see it. Now, you got some money left over. Now, if you're a strong consumer, that means you're going to go out and spend all of your money. If you got $3,000 left in your bank account, you go out and spend $4,000. How do you spend $4,000? Well, you spend the $3,000 on your rent, your mortgage, your groceries, your car, and everything in between. And then you go out and put some extra money on your credit card or buy now, pay later, which has been a booming industry. And it's not just people that are making $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a year. It's also the upper middle class Americans that have good jobs, that can afford nice trips, that can afford luxury handbags, that are not only buying these things, but then going even deeper into debt. That way you can maintain the Instagram culture. And this is where now you have economists across the board that are getting concerned as to when will be that breaking point when Americans can't continue spending. And this is where now it ties into the economic environment, because you have the Federal Reserve Bank kind of in the middle monitoring this, because the higher interest rates make debt more expensive and the higher interest rates cool down the economy. But they also understand that if you keep interest rates high like this, that breaking point is going to come. And if that breaking point comes sooner, that's going to cause pain in the economy. And if you have that pain in the economy, especially during an election year, you can start to see why that would be an issue, because that pain in the economy means people got to stop spending and they got to start paying down their debt. And if people stop spending, that means businesses make less money. If businesses make less money, they can't hire more people. In fact, they might have to go out and lay off more people. That means higher unemployment. Higher unemployment means more people don't have money to make their rent or their mortgage payment or their car payment. That leads to more issues in the economy. And this is that concern now that the Federal Reserve Bank is keeping an eye on, because the Federal Reserve Bank controls the interest rate strings. And the Federal Reserve Bank has already talked about potentially cutting interest rates multiple times in 2024, even though inflation hasn't hit the Federal Reserve Bank's target. The Federal Reserve Bank wants to see inflation come down to 2%. But the problem is, for inflation to come down to 2%, that's going to require the Federal Reserve Bank to keep interest rates higher for longer. And if the Federal Reserve Bank has to keep interest rates higher for longer, that causes economic pain. Economic pain can hurt the stock market. Economic pain can hurt more jobs. And this is during an election year. So you can start to see that balance, because we have a debt issue right now in the United States. And it's not just consumer debt. Yeah, we have a lot of buy now, pay later debt, Some people will get offended when you call it debt, but that's what it is. It's debt that you got to pay back. You have a lot of credit card debt. In fact, the most credit card debt ever. You have a lot of mortgage debt. Luckily, most of that today is fixed rate debt, so I'm a little bit less worried about that right now. But you also have a lot of variable interest rate debts, like corporate debts, and you also have a lot of national debt. And all of these things have a cost. And a lot of people are sitting here just saying it's not a big deal because people can pay it off. But you're right. Debt is not a problem until it becomes a problem. Right now, it's not a problem. But that doesn't mean it won't always not be a problem. Eventually, when things start to get tough, which they will, I mean, our economy has seen a recession pretty much every decade for the last century. We know we're going to see some sort of economic slowdown at some point. Well, when that happens and you have record amounts of debt and people are so accustomed to this luxury lifestyle where you can just buy whatever the heck you want, even if you can't afford it, even if you shouldn't afford it or shouldn't purchase it, that's going to create problems. And that's the concern now that some economists are seeing, some people are seeing. But this is where, again, it is so important for you to be financially smart. It is so important for you to be financially educated, because when you hear the news of consumer confidence is strong and the consumer is strong, it makes it seem like everything is good, which, yeah, it is if you are an investor. It is good if you are an entrepreneur. It is good if you're a business owner, but it's not good if you are just a consumer, and most Americans are just consumers, which is why you need to be an investor at the very least. If you want to be an entrepreneur, go ahead. I mean, I love entrepreneurship, but it's not for everybody. But at the very least, you have to be an investor. That is the way to wealth in this country, that if you want to become wealthy, you have to go out and become an investor. And that's where you have to understand how the economic system works, and then how you can capitalize on the economic system, because the reality is somebody's getting rich, and if it's not you, it's somebody else. And so you want to be the person that's getting rich, and you want to be the person that can take care of yourself, your family, and your community, and not rely on the government to take care of you, because when things go wrong, you're going to have a lot of America that's going to be shocked, that's going to be blindsided, and that's going to demand help from the government, and you don't want to be one of those people, which means you got to start taking your finances seriously. You got to stop spending more money than what you earn. You got to understand how you can start investing your money, how you can start generating cash flow, and how you can start building real wealth for yourself. These are things I'm going to be covering in my wealth building workshop, which, by the way, I got the link for you down in my description. But this is where right now it is so important for you to understand what's going on, because there are some red flags out there that you want to be aware of.